In this slide, I show you some analysis for the hybrid teams. Still, these green numbers here, they are the first turn effective AoE chance. The green numbers in the round brackets, they are the effective shield rate. They are the effective shield chance. They are the chance that we can get at least one green dot at first turn. This J, this single initial in this team, is interpreted as he has a chance of about 18% to become a star as an AoE, and she has a chance of about 12% to become a green dot as a neuter of the second skill. This calculation is much more complicated than the calculation I showed you in the previous slides. And we can see that because this Jane takes the responsibility of two skills of the Migodelas. So apparently she has the same skill chance as the Migodelas. Actually, the effective AoE chance and the effective shield rate are all decreased. Another example, we can see these two teams. Red Eye, Celestial Oracle, and Kyohime, 3 initials, 2 GR AoE cards. This team has a first turn effective AoE chance of about 80%. Sure, there has no green dot. These traditional single initials are replaced by 3 ARPAs in the team. And according to my calculation, ARPAs in this team is interpreted as she has a chance of about 15.3% to become AoE, and she has a chance of about 14.7% to become a green dot. If you are sensitive, you will find that this number plus this number equals 30%, the skill chance of ARPA. And also you can see that this number plus this number equals 30%. And these two numbers are all calculated independently. This is one kind of verification that my calculation should be correct. And please be careful, the interpretation of the initial card in a hybrid team. So these two numbers are dependent on the number of active skills or semi-active skills in the team. So these two numbers cannot be directly used in other teams. If you are interested in how to interpret these hybrid cards, hybrid initials, or even single initials in a hybrid teams, feel free to leave a message, to leave a comment below the video. I can do the calculation for you. The conclusion is that in this team, because the possibility that stars will become green dot, so the effective AoE chance is decreased, and the effective shield rate is very high. The reason I show you this is that here the effective AoE chance is about 65%. So at the first turn, there's only about 65% that you can shine at least one AoE skills. Let's see, 65%. So 65% is even lower than 5 GR AoEs with the least AoE chance. GRs with 20%, they have the lowest skill chance in this game as a GR. So please allow me to say this team is not AoE team. This team still works because the effective shield rate is very high. This number, I can tell you that this number is very close to the situation that there are 2 GR full neuters with a skill chance of 55% in the team. So please allow me to say this team is Neuler's team. This team is not AoE's team. With a very high chance that we get 0 star at first turn. Then we are very well prepared for the second turn. Now I show you this is just for showing you my analysis. I'm not recommending you this team. Still, this team is a very interesting team in the PvP. And this team can be a very good choice for the defense team. In previous slides, all I talked about is the AoE setup. Because there are always about 10% or 20% chance that we will miss to first turn kill the opponent. Some players use it another possibility. It's the Snowballer team. With 4 neural, with a skill chance of 55%, we can get a very high effective shield rate, very close to 100%. Still, we have some leakage, but this leakage compared to the AoE teams is very low. For example, with 4 neurals in this team, we can get a chance of about more than 95% that we can get at least 1 green dot. And even if 1 card is beaten down, with the remaining 3 cards with skill chance of 55%, still we have a effective shield rate more than 90%. The idea for the Snowballer team is that 4 full neural shields everything, and 1 Snowballer in the team take down the opponent's card one by one. Actually, neurals are very important in the PvP or in this game. And rarely we have only 3 good neurals currently. And for the Snowballer, we have normal Schwartz, ghostly Schwartz, and we can see that ghostly Schwartz, because she has a second skill, so we can get a higher effective shield rate against attacking skill than this team. Normal Schwartz, ghostly Schwartz, Lü Bu, Speedster, and Monkey. This is Hawkeye, Summer Oracle, Chocolatier. Personally, if I run a Snowballer team, I will choose normal Schwartz, because the disadvantage for the Snowballer is that the first attack of the Snowballer is just with normal attack value. Snowballer skill is self-buffer after each attack, and her second skill can boost the whole team. I can avoid being disadvantaged during the punching phase, even if the normal Schwartz is beaten down with a very small chance. My other 4 cards also can take down the opponent's cards one by one. I've already shown you the attackers team in the previous slides. From these slides, I show you some examples for the defenders team. Generally, the win rate for the defenders team should be very low. Why? Because let's see one thing. Because, for example, if an attacker gets a star and if his skill damage is enough, then it means that the win rate of the attacker should be higher than 80%. So normally for the defenders team, they only have a chance of about 20% to survive the attacker's first turn. Typical defense teams can be, for example, 3 unleashers with 2 skills. That's what I recommend. Some players will say that he wants the extra 2% as the skill chance. Well, he has his reason. He can choose one card and 4 unleashers. I choose three unleashers and 2 skill cards. The advantage for the turn skip AoE is that if a player does not want to use any Arcanas for feeding cards, then he can choose this team, because once AoE is shined, we can get more turns to attack. So the requirements for card qualities in these teams is relatively low than other teams. This is Herb Win. Some friends ask me whether they can use mild red. The question for the mild red is that her efficiency is much lower than Herb Win or Dongzhuo or cash cards of ADK 80% down. And also I can tell you that the biggest disadvantage for this team is that 1 time of ADK 80% down is not enough to drag down a well-prepared attacker. Because we can see here is that a well-prepared attacker, she can deal at least about 140,000 damage. Just with one time of ATK 80% down, still she can deal about 30,000. Still the attacker has a very high chance to do one shot. So if I recommend one team from these two teams, still I will recommend this team. Even this team has about 2 or 3% skill chance lower than this team. But still, this team is very interesting because once we successfully drag down the attacker's attack values, we can consume some time of the attackers, or we say we force the attackers to hit the flip button at the left down corner of the screen. This is the really trolling card in the defender's team, Center Oracle. Normally, this is the bet of the team. If the attacker doesn't know this card, and the attacker takes down the other card first, then the defender has a chance to revive the whole team. The skill of the Center Oracle is resurrect and fully recover the whole team. For the defense team, all players can choose 3 neuter together with 2 skill cards. And normally, because the defense team's win rate are very low, the main goal of the defense team is to consume the favor time of the attacker. 2 unleashers give 2 stars to the same card. Only one time of AoE skill is unleashed. The system has wasted 1 star. If a player does not like unleashers, she can put 4 AoE skills or turn skip AoEs together with 1 or 2 Center Oracles. At first, I don't consider this as a good defense team. The reason is that it's not a human player who plays defense team, it's the system who plays the defense team. The system just randomly pick one card to do a random attack to one of the card of the attacker. So it's not always the Snowballer will be chosen, but we should think in another way. For example, if the attacker facing this team, if the attacker does not take down this Snowballer first, it means that each turn there will be a chance that this Snowballer will launch the attack. Once this Snowballer attacks, she will be self-buffered, and at that moment, it will already be too late for the attackers. This Snowballer's attack damage can take down cards in the attacker's team easily. It's not good for the attacker's team. The attacker's team will be in disadvantage because the Snowballer has grown. And I show you this 5 ARPA. This data is just to show you that 5 ARPA, even in the case that 1 ARPA is taken down, just with the remaining 4 ARPAs, still this team has a very high effective shield rate. This value is much closer to 1 compared to these 2 values. The leakage of this team is very, very small. Just this team is useless against non-attacking skills, like buffer or normal turn skip. For this team, it's not the situation that I want to use the active skill of Crazy Kitty Cat to buffer the whole team. It's because we can use her signal skill to boost the whole team, no matter the Crazy Kitty Cat is taken down or not. The requirements for running this team is to max the attack and the defense of all cards. For all the teams in the previous slides, no team can be something best, and nothing can be right or wrong, because all teams has its own reasons. In this slide, I just want to tell you one thing, that the only thing which can be called wrong in PvP in ABB is giving up. Because I have seen many defense teams, or maybe they are newbies, or maybe we always some whatever reasons, they give up because there's only 1 card in the defense team, or there's less than 5 cards in the defense team. Really, there's no need to give up. For example, if we don't have good cards, we can just put 5 extra super soldiers. Super soldiers can be got from R cards, which is called idler. We can try to do reverse evolution to get super soldiers. Also I can tell you that because before also I was a newbie, I used 2 HR super soldier together with 3 single UR initials. Well, here the example is GUR initials. What I run before is just a 3 URJ together with 2 HR super soldiers. I just used this team to do AUBs before. Because the win rate is greatly dependent on the defender's situation. Maybe some of you will say that because I didn't meet very strong alliance before. It's true. But I still want to say that without any good cards, just with HR super soldiers, at least we can get a win rate of about 70%. During each ABB rounds, we should win about 12 times. And for the defender, really there's no need to give up. There are plenty of HSR or SRTA turn skip cards. Then he can put 5 turn skip cards as the defender. Some of you may say that this group maybe cannot even survive the assistant attack of the attack. We know that the assistant attack is from the comrades of the attacker's alliances. There will be 1 or 2 or 3 cards from another comrade to do normal punch attack to the defender's cards. It's true, but still with the remaining 1 or 2 cards in the defender's team, still we can have a chance of about 10%. This 10% may trigger turn skips. Well, the result is still that the attackers will win because the card quality difference is too huge. But my point of view here is that why to give up? Just with 15% or 10%, once the turn skip skill is activated, this can consume some time of the attacker. Maybe 2 or 3 seconds for the attacker can prevent him launch 1 more time of attack during his favor time. You are postponing the attacks from the opponent alliances. Even the skill cards in the defender's team is not activated. Still, 5 cards normally consumes more time than 1 card for the attacker. So never give up. I never say that I'm the first one who uses different teams in this guide. I just like calculations to quantify, to compare different teams. I do all the calculations by myself. If anyone is interested in the calculations, please feel free to leave a comment below the video. That's all for this video. Hope it's helpful to you. Hope you enjoy the PvP part of this game. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your questions or comments. See you soon.